Ibrahim, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very well. I'm very well. It's very interesting to see you. This is the first time I'm seeing you since what? 2017, I believe. Yeah. What many people don't know is that you and I go way, way back. Yeah. The very moment you guys returned from the under 17 in India, I remember I came to your hotel, and an interview. It was a. You still look exactly the same, except you have a beard now. It does obviously show that you're growing, but it's really good to have you. Welcome back home.
Thank you.
And we'll talk about the Sweden, which I just alluded to, but just briefly, I'm sure you were watching the World Cup. You saw one of your teammates from both Right to Dream and Northland, Kudus Mohammed, doing wonders. How was it like, sitting at home and watching somebody that came from your exact same background doing that? What did that show all of you?
Proud. I was proud of him so much because we've come a long way. As my teammate and as also my brother. Yeah. So I was so proud, watching him, and people were asking me about him. They were like, I know. I was like, yeah, it's my teammate, blah, blah, blah. We grew up at the same place, and everything. I was so proud of him, and the guys also were there.
And Ghana's own performance, obviously. I'm sure you were hoping that we would do much better than we did.
Yeah, we can it's a new squad, and also some of the guys are not that experienced and stuff, but I think. For me, I think they did well and they gave their best. It's just they need more time with themselves and everything to know each other and play well.
I mean, obviously before they named the squad and everything, I mean, you haven't even earned a single call up to the national team, and we'll talk about that a little later. But was there a part of you that maybe was slightly hoping that you might be considered?
To be frank with you, for me, I'm a guy that always have a goal, and I'm always focused on my goal, and I don't stress myself too much to think of something that will never happen or that will happen. I just go with the flow, and if it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? I don't think too much. I just do my best, and then hope for the best.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about your childhood. You said that you almost grew up in the same place as Kudus. You have very similar background. Tell me about what it was like where you were born, how you grew up, and even before we talk about how you ended up at Right to Dream. Are you also a Nima boy?
Yeah, I'm a Nima boy. I'm a proud Nima boy.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm a proud Nima boy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so me and Kudus are from the same place. It's in near the market.
Yes.
And I'm 5 minutes walk away from him. So we grew up close to each other.
Yeah.
So we knew each other before even playing.
Even went to the
but not that tight. We knew each other, but not close. But until we started playing together, we knew each other more.
I know where Kudus stays. I know his mother is. I know his mother very well as well. And I know that he's Wala. Are you also Wala?
Nah, I'm not Wala.
But you know he's Wala, right?
Yeah, I know he's from Wa.
Yeah.
He grew up in Nima and everything.
Yeah. I know their house. Just the junction when you're going inside on the left. Yeah.
Before you reach him, I'm on the right.
Oh, nice. I know that area very well. I know Kudus, for example, he started with the Coast team before the academy picked him up. Was the story similar for you?
Yes. Actually, it was I've been there for 4 times. Although I was really young, so they will keep me at one guy called Fifi. Yes. He was a guy that works with them, and then he has his own place that when the guys are young, they go to his place and stay. So I was there for some time, and then my mom wasn't happy with everything, so she told me to come back home, study, and then but mine was also the same as Kudus. I was there one day, and then we played tournaments, trials, and then I was picked up, but I didn't know that I was going. So I was home, and then I think it was Kudus' coach that even came to my house. I was at home around like 5 a.m. with my grandmom.
Okay.
I was sleeping and then they came to knock on my room and they were like, I have to go now to Right to Dream.
How old were you then?
I was young. I was like 9 years old, almost 10. So I was really young when I went to like Right to Dream. I was in the house and then they were like, Right to Dream called and they were like, they need me now. I should come to, I think it was East Legon, Accra Mall.
Okay.
They were waiting for us to come and sing the class. So then my grandma didn't like wanted me to go.
She didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, but like me personally, like I'm a guy that I'm like responsible for myself and everything. So I just like, I wanted to play because my dad was also playing. So
Your dad was a footballer?
Yeah, my dad was a footballer.
Oh wow.
He like nurtured me and everything, like trained me and everything. So like when I was going, my grandma was like, no, she wouldn't let me go. So
It's
like,
only grandchild, grandchild. Why are they taking you?
they were like, no, I was like, you should let me go. That's my dream and everything.
At 9 years old, you already knew how to convince your grandmother that she should let you go.
Because I was so close to my grandma, so it was hard for her. It was also, and the guys at my area, like they knew what my potential is, so they were like, she should like let me go and I'll do well. So I went to like Right to Dream at the age of 9, and then like everything just started from there.
Wow, amazing. Let's talk about the few years you were there. At the beginning, obviously, like you said, you and your grandmother were very close, and you had been with her the whole time. To now suddenly be living with other children, and you can go months without seeing your grandmother. How was the beginning like for you?
So beginning was a bit hard because I left home at a young age to like Right to Dream, and like at first when you go to like Right to Dream, everybody thinks it's a nice place. Of course it's a nice place, but you stay there for long and you won't see your family and stuff. So from there I started to like understand life and everything, what you have to do when you leave your home, everything. But me like leaving my parents at the start was hard, but when I grew up it became like normal for me because I'm someone who likes to stay alone, be with myself and everything. But it was a bit hard at the start, but the end was good.
I mean, the Right to Dream system is obviously right now is yielding results. In other words, we've seen a lot of Right to Dream graduates playing at the highest level. But even before your generation, with Walezi and all those other guys came, there was the David Akam generation. I mean,
Warriors.
did you guys go Warriors generation? Did you guys go to meet all of those players? What do you remember from them?
I didn't meet them. They left. I was there to 2010.
Okay.
So I was 10 years by then. So I left there. I was there 2010. Although I've been there, I've been in and out.
In and out. Yeah.
But when I was there, I think Warriors and Co were all gone. But there were some of the seniors that like Thomas Ejapon, Divine now, Gossi Dominion and everything. Like they were the seniors in there, and like that time it was really strict and like controlled to like help us achieve our dreams and everything. So
What is it about the Right to Dream system that makes it so unique? Because I've interviewed Tom a few times. I've interviewed David Akam, Warriors, quite a lot of graduates from Right to Dream. They all talk about how special the place is. What is unique about the Right to Dream Academy that's perhaps it's a good environment that nurtures you guys to be successful?
It's just like we love each other.
Yeah.
We're like a family. And like, trust me, you see how my friend is blowing up Kudus and stuff and everyone. If let's say it was a place that he is and he blows out like this and he sees us, he won't even say it to us. And because how we grew up, how we were taught to have each other's back no matter what happened to each other. It's just like we were taught well. We were like really close to each other. Grew up like at a young age. When you grew up at a young age, you know each other. You know what someone doesn't like and what someone likes. So like it was much easier. It's just the love that we have for each other and the character trails that we learn from there and everything. So it goes into our head and like trust me, it has helped a lot of us, especially me, where I'm from and where like Kudus is also from. You know how there is stubborn, but like because we didn't put that in our head and what we wanted to achieve, we used what like Right to Dream has taught us, and look at where he is and look at where I am. So.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I'm proud of you guys. You know, and you talk about going there at a very young age, barely 9 years old, 10 years old, to get there. But eventually it paid off. After what? After 6 years, suddenly you were in the national team playing for the under-17. I want you to take me through what your memory is of how you first got that call or that information that you, Ibrahim, you're going to join the under-17. I know you didn't go to the Africa Cup that year, but when they came back, you made the World Cup squad. Do you remember the whole conversation of how you got into the national team, the under-17?
So we were at the Right to Dream. I think we had a school, we had a class to go.
Okay.
So when like I don't know, TM came to like Right to, and I think he called them, but you know how our schedule is so tight that like you won't even get time to talk to us. So he drove all the way from what's the name of Pram to like Right to Dream to tell Tom that he needs us, and we were a lot. We were like 10 players
from Right to Dream. Wow!
Like
there was you, there was Kudus,
there was me, Kudus. I think he
Gideon,
came later.
The centre back.
He came later. Kudus even came later because he was in. He was there, but he came later. Okay. Me, Kudus, Gideon, Kelvin, Abu Francis, a lot of us.
A lot of you.
We were in school, and then they called us from our class to come to Tom's office to sit, and then like Tom was like, "This is the team of the under-17s, blah 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 and stuff." So they want us to come and represent our country, and trust me, we were all shocked, and that's our dream, to represent our like.
At that time, all of you missed the under-17 the Africa Cup.
Yeah, what I heard was they called us, but we were on tour.
Okay, so you couldn't go. You weren't available.
Yeah, we weren't available, and Pakwesi came, the coach, the under-17. He came to UK to watch our game, and he himself saw that we weren't like available because we had a lot of tournaments going on. So when we came back, we had to go back to like Right to Dream and then have some time for ourselves, regroup again, and then everything. So we were there, and then Tom called us into the office, blah blah. I had my crazy hair, and then Tom called us, and then TM was like, "You are not bringing this hair out."
Wow, right there.
Yeah, he was like,
before you joined the
he was like, "All of you are not bringing this hair to the camp. 1970 camp. We have to take it off." And it was a problem for us, you know, like players, we love to keep our hair, stuff and blah blah. But it's just.
It's free. It doesn't care about those things. It allows you to express yourself.
Yeah, you know, but like because of the traits, the character that we've learned from Right to Dream, we had to accept, and we know what we want to achieve. So we didn't like make that affect us. About
so who cut your hair that night? That very night, you had to cut your hair?
Nah, we went. So we took the same hair to the camp, and then when so it was like, "Hey, Mama, what are you doing?" And they were like, "Tia, we were like, we would take it off," and then like 3 days later, we took it off, and then everything went well, and like we were the even first people to arrive there because the guys who played the African were home to rest and then come out. So we were there first, and then everything started from there.
If I'm not mistaken, initially Kamasua was part of it.
Yes, Kama came, I think.
Yeah.
Kamasua was with us.
Squad, but he was part of the 9 players.
The 10 players, yeah. He was part of it. And Kevin Ofori was also part of it. Yeah, we were a lot. I think he came, Kama was with us, but I think something happened. I think he was injured or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And then he went back, and a lot of our teammates were also there, but they couldn't make it. There were a lot of talents in there.
So the final squad that went to India, I think there were 3 or 4 of you, because I remember it was you, there was Kudus, there was Gideon.
Yeah, 3 of us.
It's just the 3 of you.
Yeah, 3 of us. Yeah.
Interesting. Let's talk about that tournament itself. Obviously, you weren't in the African competition, but you were in India.
Yeah.
First game, Colombia. Giddy at the start of the match, ball slid through, 2 on goal, pam, bottom corner. You scored our first goal at the Under-17 World Cup, and that gave us the victory. What was that feeling like, finally representing your country in a competitive game. I know growing up, we all adore the Under-17 World Cup. It's like Ghana's Under-17 team is like our darling team.
Yeah.
Like, we all love our Under-17. What's that feeling like to finally wear that jersey and score in the very first game at the Under-17 World Cup?
If I was sit down, I could give you like 1,000 words in my head.
Yeah.
It was like emotional, like happy, kind of like, you know, tears of joy. Although I didn't cry, but you could see how like I was shouting, celebrating and stuff. It was like I was so happy to score for my country and stuff. I've been waiting for that for long. Since I was watching, as I'm watching Uncle and Asian Uncle, watching them play as we were really. After match, we go out, dance and stuff. And the most proud time that I could think was when one of my uncle in our house lifted my grandmom. They sent me a video. He lifted her up and down and stuff.
Wow.
It was so emotional. Like she didn't know what was going on until they told her grandson had scored in the like World Cup, and it was so crazy. Like it was so crazy to score the goal that helped your country to be on the top of the group and stuff, and then hearing your name everywhere and stuff. You know, it's crazy.
Sure, at that moment, he realized that allowing you to go was the right decision.
It has paid off. It has paid off.
I mean, that is amazing. Obviously, that tournament, I don't think the right word to use is struggle, but we had some difficult games. Against USA was quite tough.
Yeah, the US game really was.
I know, right? I mean, do you remember anything around that game?
I do remember everything.
Yeah, that was difficult.
Because, you know, the thing was, right, before we came to India, we went to Dubai for training camp. And like, they were playing a game, and we were passing by. So they thought we were watching it. So they sent their bodyguard to come and we were like, bro, we are not watching. So we got pissed. We weren't happy with what they did, so we wanted to pay them off for winning. And that game, if you watch it, we were handling them. We handled them so well that they all sat back and they were waiting for. But the thing that affected us was when our player got injured, the defender, and everything changed. So we had to and the team was finished. We had to adapt and everything. But that game, I think we gave everything out. We did our best, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
Obviously, irrespective of the result of that match, we still qualified anyway. And then we came up against a team that had been very notorious for beating us at the under-17 level, even at the under-20 level. I don't know how suddenly it has become the case, but everywhere Mali meets us now, they beat Ghana. And you guys were not spared. It was a difficult game. Eventually lost 2-1. Do you remember what the dressing room was like to when you realized, you know what, this is over?
It was, I couldn't believe it. Because I thought they were going to cancel the game because it was raining and we couldn't even play. We couldn't pass the ball. But I was like, is that the end? You know what I mean? So I had the thought was in my head, I was like, when you get a chance, you have to take it. Although I wasn't in the starting 11, but I came, did my best, caused penalty for us to score and everything. But I was like, if I was in earlier, I could have done something to help the team because they were all on Kudus and stuff, and they talked about me and Kudus and stuff and other Toku and everyone. So they were concentrating on us. But when I came in, it was a bit open. I even spoke with her. I was like, is that the end? It was like, yeah, bro. And it was like, we should look up to the next time again and everything. And then we were called for the 20th. So,
I say all the time, under 17, winning is important. Winning is good, but it's not everything. And you mentioned some very interesting names in that squad. Toku was one of the highly rated players in that team. A year, of course, was your captain. And in that squad, you had quite a lot of decent talent in there, very talented players. 5 years down the lane, when you look back, would you say you have been very surprised that maybe some of your teammates haven't necessarily yet made it to like the very top in Europe? Because at the time when you played, we thought that you guys had lots of talented players that would go on, but we know that football always doesn't work like that. But have you been surprised every time you look back and look at some of your teammates, the fact that it hasn't necessarily worked out for some of them just yet?
Not to be like cocky or anything or something, but I wasn't a bit surprised. The mentality that some of us had in the national team compared to some people wasn't the same.
It's not the same.
So like the mentality that I had, me, Kudus, Eric, Toku and Co, wasn't the same as some others. Some of us were more hungry to like achieve our goal, and some and some of them were just like.
And you knew that it would take time.
I knew it would take time, so I was like, so when I saw some of my teammates not making, I was sad, because I knew how talented they were, but being surprised would be like, oh, why isn't that? It's just the mentality of us and everything, but some of them I was, but not like really, really surprised or anything, because in the like national team or in the camp, how we train and how you see some of us working hard towards the plan and the goal and everything. Some people weren't doing the same thing, And of course, someone will be sitting somewhere and be mentioning Aminu and stuff. Aminu was very he was one of our best players, He, of course, he helped us.
Before the tournament.
Yeah, everybody was talking about him.
He had made a move to Man City, $1 million, like quite a lot. Yeah. He was very well talked about.
Yeah, he's so good. Like for me, I always say to him, he's the best that I've seen play.
Wow.
Not the best. I have other players, but as a striker or someone who is a really good finisher, and with his talent and stuff not going well for him, I feel so bad. And in the other way, I feel like. How do I say it?
You're not also surprised,
yes,
maybe, because also knowing him and knowing a bit of his attitude, sometimes when it doesn't work out for certain people, you can look back and say, maybe it's not the talent. He's talented, all right, but maybe certain things
didn't go well for him. So yeah, there's no one to judge.
Of course, exactly. Judge, yeah. So I understand you fully, And one of the players that you talked about, the fact that Aminu was very talented. I think that is something that we all entirely agreed with, because at the time he was a very highly rated player. And you mentioned Kudus and how talented he is, but at the under 17, there weren't a lot of people that thought that he was the most talented member of that team. Having played with him right from the very beginning at the academy level, that under 17 and the player that he is now, has he always been the same player, or you think that he's changed as the times have gone on? He's been exactly the same.
Kudus is the same player.
Really?
He's the same. Maybe someone will say he's been quicker and stuff. He was quick. Like he's quick with the ball, as you can see. It was the same in right to dream. And of course, when you go to the bigger clubs like this, some stuff will change in you and everything. And he has been matured a lot. So, but saying Kudus has changed and everything, I don't think so, because we know what he can do, and now he's showing what he can do. Just sometimes you just need your space and the encouragement from other players and stuff. We were encouraging him whilst he was playing. Maybe when he was in the academy, in the national team, he wasn't encouraged that much. He didn't get the freedom that he's having now in the national team and everything. Just trust and everything. You see now that he has the trust and everything, he's doing his thing. That's Kudus.
And it's not just him, because I've been a bit surprised that someone like Kamaldeen was never involved in all of that under 17 period. How much younger was he compared to you guys?
Kam was really young when I'm Kamal is now
20.
I'm 22. I was 2 years older than him.
Yeah.
So he was. And
now it seems like nothing, but when you're young.
Yeah, he was really young. He was really young. He was He was
maybe 14.
younger. He was younger than us when we were in the. So right today we have team A and team B. We were in the team A and he was in the team like younger group. So that was why he wasn't training. He was really young when he was really young when we went to the like national team, because by that time we were the seniors in the like academy. So you know.
One other thing, I'm sure you have seen it as well. Kudus being played as a striker.
False
At Ajax, false nine, kind of. Was there ever a time in the academy where he played there, or that is something that is new about him?
Kudus never played false nine in right to dream. He played as number 10. That's his role, free. But when we went to right to dream, that was when Nonchalant. That was when he was like played as false nine and everything. He was doing well. So he knew, because playing as a false nine is like playing as number 10. You had the free role, so that was everything. So he was able to adjust to it so easy, because it's kind of like the same as playing as number 10 and everything.
Let's talk about Nonchalant now that you mentioned it. Obviously, after the under 17, you have to look at your future. Kudus was around, I went there first, but it wasn't long, and then you were also there in 2018. You stayed there for 4 years. Let's talk about the time that you went there. I remember talking to you, I think one time on Instagram. I was asking you how you were coping, combining Ramadan with all these things. But let's talk about the move there and the 4 years that you spent there. When you look back, at the beginning, there were quite about like 8, 9 Ghanaian players that were there. Mm-hmm. What is that like when you leave Right to Dream with all of your teammates and then suddenly all of you are in another team, but in Europe this time around?
Yeah. Right to Dream and Nonchalant is like mother club. Yeah. So when you were 18, you could sign for Nonchalant or you could go to another team in Europe. So we were lucky to go. No, I'm not saying the others. They were also lucky to go to another team. But we were lucky to go to Nonchalant and to play. So going there was fun, because I already know the guys there. So it was like a bit like easy for me to go into the family straight, and they also know us. They come down in here and then talk to us, blah blah. So it was a bit easy. But like as time goes on, you start to know the professional life and everything. It became a bit hard with injuries, sleeping well, what time you should eat and stuff, you know. It was a bit hard, but for me it was easier for me to go into the family, because we already know them already, and we've trained with them and everything, so they know us and everything, so it was a bit easier.
Also, when you went, it wasn't just your teammates that were Ghanaians. You also had Ghanaian backroom stuff, Didi Jabani. How did he help you guys adjust to life, as a backroom staff there? So
before I went there, he wasn't there yet. Yeah, so he came there. He came there later, like 2020 or 2019, I don't know. Didi, very good coach, like high, rated coach in Ghana and everything. He was helping us, like how when we don't understand something, or when they want to tell us something in English and we are far away from the player and they don't want the other team to know what he's about to tell us. He comes to the line, tells us in tree and everything. He's also the coach. He's like the second coach, the third coach in it. So through that, he used to help us with that, to understand everything.
So imagine doing tactics with the European team and speaking tree.
Yeah, you won't understand. So he being there was also helpful.
Yeah. I understand that there were times when you guys would fly one of your mothers there, they don't come and be baking to for you.
That was Kudus is small.
Kudus is small, yeah. Every now and then she would come and take care of everything. Saddick, back at you, also watching, and she'll make food for all of you. That was really beautiful, wasn't it?
She is so lovely.
Yeah.
She's like our mom. All of us, when she comes there, when we are with Kudus and everything, we live the same place.
Yeah.
So we go there, eat, talk about life and everything. She advises us and everything. She's like our mom.
Yeah.
We love her.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. You spent 4 years at Nonchalant. There were times when it was going well. There were times when it wasn't going well for you. You spoke about the good times and the difficult times as well. But when you talk about some of the most difficult moments, what would you put it down to at Northland that you thought, you know what, maybe, of course, I know you, knowing you very well, you set very high standards for yourself, and 6 goals in almost 50 appearances at Northland isn't exactly the way even you would have wanted it to go. What would you put it down to? What do you think didn't quite work out for you there?
I think injuries. I had a lot of setbacks and I had a lot to think. And I think it was my own fault. I was young and I didn't think. So once I was growing up, I was thinking, why am I even being angry? Why am I stressing myself? Why don't I think of the next move than thinking of what will happen now? What has happened that I can't control? But mostly it was my injury. Because I'm very explosive and stuff, and if you don't take care of your body, everything kind of. So like when I was in Northland, the only thing that was like affecting was my injuries. But everything from that was nice. Like the family, the people there were really good.
Because I've interviewed lots of footballers. They tell you all the time, and it's simply you're saying that when you get injured, sometimes the injury is not the physical; it is what it does to your mind. That is really difficult. Because to wake up every day and not play, and not knowing when you could be back playing can be very frustrating. So when it came to the time for you to leave, take me through the conversation around it, because you weren't just leaving because you were leaving a place that you were familiar with, you were leaving teammates, you were comfortable there, you know, you had a familiar environment. To decide that you wanted to go elsewhere and challenge yourself, that must have taken a lot of thought.
Yeah. It was. It took like a lot. There were a lot of teams that came, but like when I was leaving, it was hard to leave because I've been with them for 4 years and stuff. Although like, if you want to like experience new houses or new places, you have to get out from the comfort zone. So me living there was a bit hard, but I was successful. To also go and do something outside where
and it came at the time when you were doing well.
Yeah,
you had finally started to play. And
but before I left, I had a bone bruise on my ankle, so it was like a bit hard for me to even train and everything. But I sat down, I was like, I have to learn my body, what my body wants and doesn't. So living there was like, although when living I had also one of my ex-teammates in Hacking. We spoke everything and like it was like they really need me and stuff. So he gave me he was part of it that I even moved there and stuff. And like when I went there, everything was so good. They were like nonchalant, how they behave, how they do everything. So it was really good. It was much easier to adapt to it because I've been to a family and they play the same thing as like nonchalant, so it was easier to adapt to just go into the team. But when I went there, I had injuries and stuff. So injuries were also in it. It was much easier to play there. Yeah.
And over there, I have to be honest with you, it's like you didn't even waste time in adapting. 19 games, 11 goal contributions, both goals and assists together. That is impressive. That's more than a goal contribution every 2 games, and that kind of statistic is what gets you recognized. Apart from the environment, why do you think you're also enjoying your football that much? Does it also have to do with the position you're playing or the confidence that's been reposed in you? What is it about the BK hiking environment that's making you finally enjoy your football?
Like I said, family.
Yeah.
It's just the trust when the coaches have trust and the team trust you, that you deliver. It makes you more confident and happy to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like when you don't doubt yourself. When I came to North, I was like thinking, let me impress them. But I have to like, rather than doing what I love and enjoying, but I was rather trying to impress the coach.
Right.
But when I went to Hacking, like I said, when you go there, you start to grow. So that was when I started to know stuff about the game and everything. You know, like I told one of my younger teammates that if a team buys you out, they already know what you can do.
Right.
You don't come there and impress them. Just do, because they know what you can do. Do your thing. I mean everything. So that was what I started to learn. When I went there, I did what I could do, and then it paid out.
And Hacking has a good tradition with Ghanaian players, don't they?
Yeah.
I believe, is it Akam? Waris played there. And this Kumasi boy as well.
Yeah, Nasiru.
Nasiru also played there as well. Do you get compared to them a lot?
When I was coming, they were comparing me to Waris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because he was like same height as me.
Yeah.
Like strong and everything, quick. But I told them, I'm going to do me, and then I'll give out my best and help them.
Yeah, obviously.
That was when everything started.
You have a 3-year contract. You're 1 year done. You're there in February. You've done 10 months there already. You're enjoying your football. But I'm sure you also have your eye on the future. What targets have you set for yourself in the next years to come? Do you see yourself finishing that 3-year contract, or before we know it, maybe boom, you're also going back to mainstream Europe, maybe Ajax, and link up with Kudus again? You never know.
I'm just open.
Yeah.
Everything that comes, we take it. If it's good, we take it. If it's not, then we just wait for the best.
Yeah.